Happy Tuesday, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Chat with Trinity Black. We are talking to Jaylen Bonet, the plus size, um, not the plus size, the camera teddy bear. How's everyone doing? It's been a long weekend for some, but we definitely want to say congratulations to the new members of the Duval dynasty, Sequoia Dickerson and Katravion Iman Chancellor. So welcome back to Duval, because I believe y'all are both Duval newcomers. So welcome back to Duval. It was a festive event. Congratulations to Hassan and Trinicy on your step down. Like it was a packed house. And so yeah, we're excited about what you all have in store for Mr. and Miss Duval. And then also coming up this week will be Beautiful International, honoring Kamaya L'Oreal Times in Atlanta. So if you are interested in a good night of pageantry in Atlanta, I heard it is a great lineup of girls competing. Go out to support that. I'll be entertaining, but it's at Best Friends Sunday, 6 p.m. You can contact Kamaya for any information as well as the owners. I'll be posting the flyer throughout the week. But if you are in the other side of the state, you can go to Glamour Girl MBU Grand. It's a prelim in Jackson, Mississippi, giving away bukus of money. So if you are trying to get your ticket, go check out Miosha and Shanae. They are putting on a great show with lots and lots of money. You can win prize money for your category and stuff like that. So definitely go out and support Katrina. She's done a fabulous job as Miss Black Universe Grand. That's pretty much it in pageant world. We know that North America is next week. So again, if you're back in Atlanta next weekend for the 4th of July, support the North America family. Fly north, I guess is what they say. And other than that, how's everyone doing? Summer has officially started. Do you have your summer bodies ready? What's going on? I'm over here eating salad, but child, this salad got like chicken in it and stuff. And you're like, child, if you're supposed to be losing weight or trying to be on a diet, that ain't gonna work when you don't put everything in the salad. What else is going on in the world? Did y'all see Juneteenth, the opening of President Obama Center? That was so beautiful. I can't wait to get to Chicago and go check that out. What else? Oh, Mr. and Miss Owls out of Birmingham will be coming up. Great pageant to be a part of. It's a show bar there in Birmingham. So more information on that as the time gets closer, because it is a great bar in Birmingham. But our guest is ready, guys. So make sure you share the live, and we're going to get started with our guest. Welcome, Caramel Teddy Bear. The Teddy Bear.
What up? What up?
How are you?
I'm doing good in yourself, rushing home.
You was rushing home?
Yeah,
I thought you worked from home.
I do. I was off today. I
Oh,
actually
okay. Oh,
just
you
got
was
back
out
from
handling
Vegas
business.
last night.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for giving me this hour or so of your time to come and chat with me about you, your life, your endeavors, your male lead, and your impact in the industry. I really appreciate it.
No problem. No problem. Appreciate you for inviting me.
Let me start off with this question. So, where did Caramel Teddy Bear come from?
So it actually came from D West when I was reigning Western Grand Emperor. That became my the Caramel Emperor. So it just stuck ever since 2018.
Okay.
So
Did
yeah,
it ever, because when you think of teddy bear, you think of bad. Did it ever have any negative connotation to you, or you just roll with it?
I just rolled with it. It never came off to me as like a negative thing. Like I embraced it, and once it became like a thing for me, like everybody around me just embraced it. Like, I just started being called more so the Caramel Teddy than more so Jaylen. I can be out somewhere, somebody be like Teddy, Caramel Teddy. I hear that more than somebody actually saying Jaylen.
Oh, okay. Well, it's very befitting. It's very befitting. So yeah, we'll stick to that. So I just want to start by saying, we're dealing with a lot in this world. With the administration, so much going on, so many changes. How do you navigate every day with that? Are you one of the type of people that engulf yourself into it, or do you just try to isolate and separate yourself as much as possible?
I don't really get into politics. I mean, I do vote, but as far as like breaking down into politics, is I couldn't give you a breakdown of how things are going as far as, but I do go out and vote and pay attention to like uh, who would have my best interests in that moment. But as far as like the breakdown, to be able to tell you like what's going on this state, that state, what's being affected, who's being affected by this and that, I wouldn't be able to give you a breakdown. I don't really get that real detail in the politics, but I follow enough along to know what I need to do when it comes time to vote.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. Heard. Very much myself. Very much that. Take us back to life for you growing up as a child, teenager. Talk to us a little bit about that. How was life for you then?
So growing up for me was a roller coaster. I'm from Milledgeville, Georgia. It's very, very country. So growing up for me, it was hard trying to find myself being gay because growing up in the country, you rarely saw gay people. It was only two gay boys that I knew growing up, and they were very, very flamboyant. So growing up in the country, seeing those two flamboyant boys was to me like that's all gay was. It
Mhm.
wasn't until I got to middle school that I realized that I'm actually gay because I was I was playing with boys. I'm one of those people. So you heard of the word hunching?
Yeah.
I was hunching in kindergarten, but I was hunching with boys. But I
Okay.
knew it was something that adults were supposed to do, but I never took it as a part of being like gay. I just knew it was something that we weren't supposed to be doing. That this is something adults are supposed to do. But I'm one of the people that I can say growing up, I was born gay. I knew at an early age I was attracted to boys. Like I remember in kindergarten, pre-K, hunching on hunching on boys, but that was just my attraction. It was just something that I knew I wasn't supposed to be doing at the time, but I went to military school, so it forced me to grow up quick. I went to Georgia Military College, so at that particular school, you could go there from sixth grade all the way to your sophomore year of college. So being thrown on that campus as a sixth grader, where you got high school and college students all mingling against each other with each other, it forces you to grow up quick. So I didn't really get to have that per se childhood like everybody else did because being thrown in military school, not because I was bad, but where I was from, gangs were real bad. So I was sent to military school to stay away out the public schools because the gangs were real bad in the public schools. So the military school was the best option for me. But it caused me to grow up quick. I was raised by my grandparents because my parents had me when they went to high school, and right out of high school, they went straight to the military. So my grandparents took me from the time I was 2 weeks old. I was a spoiled individual. Come from a family I have three sisters and one brother. I'm the oldest, but it's a 4 year gap before the next one. But I was the only one that was raised by my paternal grandparents out of the five of us. But it allowed me to, I'm appreciative that my grandparents took me at the time because I would probably be in a different place being that my parents was young at the time and they took me in, raised me. Out of my whole life, I only stayed with my parents maybe 7 months out of my whole entire life because they were in the military. I would go on the weekends, the summer, and visiting things. But my childhood, it wasn't until I probably got until my senior year of high school that I started to explore myself. I had plenty of girlfriends, went to 13 proms. But when I got to high school, I dumped my girlfriend because I knew at that moment, like, I'm finna be gay my senior year. I want to be free. But my childhood, it taught me a lot. It made me grow up fast and it made me become the person that I am today.
So, few questions about that. With you being raised by your grandparents and your parents being off and your siblings being raised by your parents, did you have any resentment in that you were the only one that didn't grow up with them?
I didn't have any resentment. However, some of my siblings had resentment because with me being raised by my grandparents and being the firstborn, you would think like in a lot of cases it's always like the youngest that gets spoiled. But me being the oldest and the only one with my grandparents, I received a lot more than my other siblings did because they were away with my parents and me being with my grandparents, it was just like everything. Like I was a child in a neighborhood that had everything, like every game that came out, everything, all the kids was always at my house. Like I never grew up with my siblings per se because we were always in different households. And it was just two of my siblings I know for a fact, just how we were raised. it became an issue. But we moved past it as we got older to be able to see the difference and be able to say it wasn't per se like you were being treated better. We were just in two different households being raised by two different people, so things weren't going to be exactly the same.
Okay. So at this military school that you attended, was it one of the schools that you stayed at, or you went home after?
No, I went home every day. I went home
Okay.
every day. We did have to
But
wear military uniforms every day, report, get inspected every day. It was straight military school. Like if you got in trouble at military school, it wasn't how public school you have like after school suspension, you just sit in the classroom, do your homework. No, at this school, you ran laps, ran bleachers, marched with rifles for your punishment. It wasn't no easy punishment if you got sent to after school suspension. And out of my whole time there, I think I only had 2 hours after school suspension, my whole entire time there.
now it kind of makes sense because if you know you, and maybe you don't know this about you, you are very reserved and you
Mhm.
are very like calmed in situations. Do you think that school played a part of how you are as a grown man now?
It did play a part because it wasn't. I always tell people that's around me when they get to stressing or panicking, I'll be like, we don't have time for that. The best option is to figure out what your solution is, make a plan so we can execute it and get it resolved. Because I mean, moping on something. I mean, we're all human. We're gonna have times when we're sad or depressed about something, but in the moment, just go ahead and figure out what we need to do so we can move past. But I do feel that the military school did play a part because I'm very reserved. Like we can be somewhere in a crowd, everybody else is hype, and people will look at me be like, "You real chill and laid back," and I was like, "That's just me. Like I'm just real laid back, no, in
Okay.
most situations."
You had girlfriends, you said, but you said you knew from an early age your identity as far as your sexuality. Now, were you doing that just to do it, or did you really like girls too?
I did like girls, but it was per se more so the companionship. I've never had sex with a girl. I remember my senior year because with me being in military school, my senior class was only 37 people. It was only
Okay.
me and four other black boys, and they knew I had never had sex with a girl. So the one particular girl that I was dating at the time, I broke it off with her in my junior year, but we were still. She was 1 year ahead of me, so she was in college in Augusta, Georgia, and I think we were going on spring break, and then they was just like, in pageantry, like most people know me as Jaylen or Jamel, but my first name is actually Willie. So at school, they either call me Will or Willie. And so they was like, Will, we're gonna make sure you get some before you graduate. And me and the girl was still communicating. I went and spent the weekend with her. We got to playing around, but when it came down to it, she told me to sleep on the sofa. I ain't had no problem with it. I said to myself, you know what? That's not for me. That's a sign. I was doing it just to be doing it. So when I got back to school, they was like, "Did you get some?" And I was like, "No." And then I was just like, everything didn't play out. But I never came out to them. It wasn't until I got out of high school that I just really came out to my family and everything. And
How was
actually,
that?
actually, the day that I came out to my family, I almost got killed the same day.
Like by them?
No, not by them.
Oh my God.
It was a situation where
Oh, oh goodness.
whew, um, it was a situation when my dad had came home from the military and we were just bumping heads or whatever, and my grandparents had got me a second car um after I graduated high school when I was going to college for pre-pharmacy, and that was like part of the deal for me to continue on to college because, as I said, going to military school it forced me to grow up fast.
Hmm.
And after military school, I was like, I need a break for a year before I go on to college. And they was like, well, if you go on, we'll get you this other car that you want. So they got it. Didn't tell my dad. My dad came home from his leave from the military. He came home, missed on tour for like a week or whatever, and found out they had got me a car. A whole bunch of drama broke out, and everybody had left home that day. And I packed up my new car, my clothes, computer, TV, and everything. But before I could leave, everybody pulled back up to the house, and then I just start releasing everything, telling them that I was gay or whatever, and that they'll never see me again. That I'm just gonna leave since they're not accepting of me or whatever. And prior to that day, one of my aunts actually had tried to convince my parents and grandparents that I was gay because the last time I was in Virginia, either my gay mother or one of my friends up there had left their quote unquote body in my trunk. And my aunt found the pads and the tights in my trunk. And she had grew up in Atlanta because she went to Morris Brown. So she had them under the impression that I was doing drag and everything. And it was a whole big ordeal. Well, anyway, that night when I stormed off and left, I called my few friends in Atlanta and told them that I need to go away for a while and get myself together. Came up here, went to Tracks. It was the Tracks on Lucky Street. This was back in 2003. I called my mom because she was still back home in Virginia and told her everything. And she was just like, she knew. And I told her I'm coming to stay with you. Even though her and my dad were still together, I didn't care about him being there. I just knew long as I had her, I'd be fine. Like,
Right.
I never had to argue with my mom a day in my life. Never been mad with her a day in my life. And in that moment when she was just like, come, everything will be fine, that she still loved me the same. Came to Atlanta, party with my friends. Silly of me tried to drive to Virginia after partying all night and had a wreck and went under 18-wheeler at the North Carolina South Carolina line. And that was like all the same day that I had told my family they'd never see me again. But I fell asleep and went under the 18-wheeler. And to this day, I refuse to drive at night because of that whole wreck. I won't ride with nobody driving at night because I'm scared they're going to fall asleep. But I flew under the 18-wheeler. Luckily, I walked away, didn't get hurt. My car was completely crumbled. But how the insurance company was able to fix it and give it back to me, I don't even know.
What was going through your mind as you walked away from being under an 18-wheeler?
I was even too embarrassed to admit that I fell asleep. Like when the police came, I kept telling them the 18-wheeler hit me. And he was just like, nah, buddy, when I looked in my side view mirror, you were slumped over in your seat, knocked out. But I still denied it. And I called my mom to come get me. She was on the way to come get me. But then she called my dad, which was down in Georgia at the time. And he was like, no, we gonna come get him because he shouldn't have been trying to drive anyway and storming off and blah, blah, blah. So him and my granddad came and they brought like the little U-Haul dolly to get my car back to Georgia. Mm-hmm. And so I still went on to Virginia like 3 days later when my dad reported back to Virginia at the base to go back. And that was the longest ride, 9-hour ride from Georgia back to Virginia in that moment with him because I didn't want to talk to him. Me and him kept bumping heads and he knew. And it was just, I think at that time, me being raised by his parents and his parents giving me everything and him growing up, because he even said to them one time, y'all keep giving him everything and not making him work for it, but y'all made me work for it when I was growing up. And I think that kind of made us bump heads because like even with military school, like me and my family, everybody's completely cool now. Like this is just back then because like they come to my shows, pageants and everything now, like even my dad. But in that moment, being gay, being in the country, it was just something new to them. Like even some of my aunts, when they found out, I remember one of my aunts, she called me and she was just like, baby, how'd you find out you was gay? The doctor told you? And I was like,
come on now.
And I was just like, no, but it was crazy. I actually can be one of those people, like, I don't blame my cousin, but it was one of my cousins that turned me out when I was little. But like I said, growing up, I didn't know what we was doing was gay. I just knew it was something adults wasn't supposed to do.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think it was your cousin that turned you out, or do you think it was your cousin saw something in you that brought you out?
I say it's a mixture of both.
Okay.
I say it's a mixture of both. He definitely helped bring it out of me, and And to this day, that particular cousin is very homophobic.
Interesting.
Which is it's weird to me. And he has a boyfriend, but he's homophobic at the same time. So
he hates himself.
But he moved away from the family and everything. He moved like to the country and everything.
Okay, well, thanks for sharing. I didn't mean to make you get emotional so early, but you know that be the goal. Get them to cry. But thanks for sharing that. I'm glad all is well. You're still here under the truck. Now we know, y'all, he's not coming to see y'all at night if he got to drive at night.
Oh no, I won't do no
see him in the daytime.
Yeah, I can't do no long trips at night.
Okay.
If I do a road trip, the earliest we can leave is like 5. We're not leaving at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh no. Okay. Got you. So now you have gotten a reg, you with your family and stuff like that. How did you ever find out about this art form of male lead and drag? When did that begin?
So actually, so when I moved to Virginia, since I had been going back and forth to Virginia like 20 years, I met a lot of people like Vega, Fantasy, Farrah McCray, Lake Farrah McCray, Sandra Lopez, Tarina. Like most of the girls or ladies from Virginia, I met all of them when I was like 15 or 16, sneaking in the club with their nutty buddies. I never got a chance to do a show or anything while I stayed there, but I was always at a lot of the events and around everybody. And pretty much every guy friend that I had in Virginia has now become a trans woman or does drag. Like every time I go back home to Virginia, it's always somebody that'll walk up to me and be like, "Hey, you remember me? We used to hang out there." Like every single person has become a trans woman or does drag.
Mhm.
And you know how peer pressure is, just growing up around everybody 16. I honestly came to Atlanta. Nobody knows it, but a few people. Um, this guy his name was Genovia Van Michaels from way back in the day.
Mhm.
He had became like my gay father at the time. And he took me in when I moved back to Georgia. And right before I moved back to Georgia, I was like, I got to get this drag out my system because everybody around me is doing drag. So I told my friends in Virginia, Fantasy, Terrain, and all of them, they lent me clothes and everything. I came down here, didn't tell nobody I was coming to Georgia. Nothing but my friend Genovia Van Michaels. Gigi LaBelle put me in drag. And I went to Bulldogs. I went to 708. I saw plenty of my friends, but none of them knew it was me. I went back to the hotel room after I partied in drag, took it all off, and came back to the club. And that's when they all saw me. And they didn't know they had just saw me there in drag earlier that night, walking around and everything. And I remember that night we stayed at the Hyatt Hotel, and Oprah was having something for Spelman and Morehouse. And I got back from Gigi's, letting her do my makeup. And I even told Gigi, but she said she can't remember me painting me or whatever. Got back to the Hyatt. I'm walking through the Hyatt in in a wig, a shirt, and these pants and Jordans. Come back downstairs. The lobby is full of Morehouse and Spelman people, and I had to walk through all of them. And my friend, the guy Genovia Van Michaels, and he was just like, "You better strut through." And we got down to the parking garage, and he had a big old black Suburban, and he was like, "I'm gonna give you the keys because I want you to show out when we pull off." And he gave me the keys, and like everybody was just looking. And mind you, I had on fucking Jordans in full drag, but had on Jordans because I couldn't walk in the heels.
Right, right.
But that night, it was just so funny to me. But back to the original question, Virginia is what got me into everything. And when I actually moved to Atlanta in 2004, I moved here by myself. I found like the stars of the century. I started going to the talent shows, sitting outside on the sidewalk at 7 o'clock just to be like the first 5 to be able to do the talent show. And I was doing the talent show like every week. I never made the cast. I would make it to the finals. And something transpired at the Jungle one night where a lot of people got fired, like the bartenders and the spotlight people. And Andre Reese Monroe called me and was like, "Hey, can you come do the spotlight tonight since you always be here?" I was like, "Sure." So then the next week came, he was like, "Hey, can you come do the spotlight tonight?" He was like, "Matter of fact, since you always here, you want to just work the spotlight since you always here, you can get paid for being here versus paying to come in." That turned into 10 years of me helping at the door and working the
Yep.
spotlight.
I remember you.
But Virginia is what got me into everything. And then Atlanta, just working on the stars of the century is just like helped groom me into the entertainer that I am. And it was so crazy when I started doing the shows, everybody was like, "Oh, you trying to be Jaylen Bonet?" I had no clue as to who Jaylen Bonet was at the time,
Mhm.
which became my gay father. They had him come to the show for us to meet each other, and that was my first time ever seeing him. But every time I would do the talent show, I would always get the critiques that I'm trying to perform like Jaylen Bonet, and mind you, I had never seen him a day in my life, and that's how the name like Bonet became about. Jaylen took me under his wing and made me his child, like on the spot after we finally got to meet each other.
So you were always you were always Jaylen.
Yeah.
Just Jaylen. You didn't
Well,
have a
when I
last
was
name.
in Virginia, I was going under Jaylen McCray, but I never performed or did anything. But once I came to Atlanta, I probably used the name like one or two shows, and then became Juwan Shaw, and it just became Jaylen Bonet.
Mhm. You sat there for years, 10 years, because I think that's how most of us got accustomed to you. The guy that does the lights. You sat there for years doing the lights, but you auditioned several times to be on the cast, and you never actually got it. How did that make you feel? That now I'm not on the stage, I'm behind the scenes. Did you feel a type of way about any of that?
I didn't feel a kind of way because it was just something that was just in the moment for me moving to Atlanta, and it was just like an avenue for me. I just saw other people like me. I saw other people because coming from a place where I really didn't see other gay people, and then I don't consider myself like the most masculine person, but I'm not I wouldn't say I'm a feminine individual either. So being that I was able to come out and see other people that was like in the art form that I could pattern myself after and see other people that was like myself, it didn't bother me that I never made the cast. Like still to this day, I don't want to be on a showcast. That's a lot. Like let me perform when I want to perform.
Right, right.
Like that's a lot. And I give big kudos to the people that can do that every week because that's just a lot to be able to have to do that every week and the people that do it several times a week. But it never made me feel any kind of way. I remember when I won Black America Junior, I remember watching the video and people was like, "Oh my God, the spotlight guy done won the pageant."
Hmm.
But it was it never made me feel a kind of way. But I did enjoy just being able to have access to those people like Naisha, Raquel, Stasha, Joe, Ardarius, Nicole, just being able to watch them backstage and just pull from the different individuals and take different pieces of it with me to become
Hmm.
the person I am.
So the 10 years that you did that, what would you say is the biggest lesson you learned from all of those people collectively that you just named?
I would say the grooming process.
Hmm.
Just watching how they all pour themselves together. It was just I remember when I used to do the talent shows, I would pack on so much makeup. And I remember Naisha pulled me in the dressing room one time. She was like, "What is you doing?" She was like, "You don't see all that." And she just started wiping it off and wiping it off. She was like, "You don't need all that." And then I remember, I still like, I never thank Raquel personally, but just on here, like, I remember moving here, I had like really, really, really bad skin. And I remember when Raquel brought me in the dressing room one day, she was just like, "You got to fix this." She was like, "If you're going to be on stage, you got to fix this." And she was just like, "I'm not trying to be mean," but she was just like, "What are you doing?" She was just like, "You just got to fix this." And it just left something in me to take better control because it was just like, I appreciate her for that because you have some people that out here try to embarrass you, but she pulled me to the side and took me in the dressing room and had to talk with me, and I like appreciate her for that moment.
Gotcha. Shouts out to Raquel. Who is your mother? I know Jawan is your father, but I don't ever think I knew who your mother was.
Yeah, Fantasy McCray in what she calls herself Lady Fantasy. She's in Virginia. She does pageants every now and then. She's more so just a showgirl there locally in Norfolk. And I actually met her when I was 15 years old. We became friends. She became my gay mother ever since then. But I see her every time I go to Norfolk. I actually didn't get to see her this last time I went to Models Inc., but she's been my gay mother ever since I was 15 years old.
Okay, so now it makes sense with the whole model zinc, and you're always there and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, now that makes
Because I
sense.
grew up
So,
around so many of them. Like I was there like since I was 15, just I'm 42 now, so just growing up there from 15 to
7 years.
being inspired to do the shows and everything, just watching all of them. So I was there like when a lot of the younger girls from Virginia started. Like I met Tarina when she was in high school.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you didn't think, or did anyone ask you to be their child when you migrated to Atlanta?
No. So that's how Jawan became about because as I was stating, like when I would do the shows, I kept getting the critiques from like Ardarius and the judges on the talent show panel that I need to find my own person that I'm trying to be Jawan. I was like, I don't even know who Jawan is. And so Sanaya Bonet at the time and Bianca Legend that passed away used to always do the talent shows with me and they were his kids. And then they was just like, we're gonna bring him to the show so y'all can meet, da da da. And he came to the show and we like clicked. And at that time, I was so invested in partying, doing shows, I was losing jobs left and right because I was late for work trying to club. And I remember I was working at FedEx, and when I lost my job, it was shortly after I had became Jawan Shy, and I called him and I was like, I done lost my job. I can't afford this apartment. I was staying downtown, and I was like, if I can't find a job, I got to go back home, and I do not want to go back home because at this time it wasn't too many months ago that I had came out to my family and everything was on the rocks. And he was just like, I got you. And he was like, I'm gonna pick you up tomorrow. I'm gonna have just wear jeans and tennis shoes, and I'm gonna have your shirt. We was working at Boston Market. He put me in the next day, had me working. And when I got there, I met Gerald Stevens, I met AJ, I met Octavian, I met Artez. Like it was like the gay Boston Market, like everybody was there working.
Yeah.
But the fact that I was able to call him, the fact that I was able to call him and you had me working the very next day, like he made sure I was good. And I appreciate him for that. And it was like, I'm not one of those people that's going to switch up being your kids. Like we've never had a falling out, but that's one thing that I can always say I appreciated him for was when I called him outside of pageants, you stepped in and made sure I was good and gave me a job like without a blink of an eye and made sure I was working to make sure I was able to keep myself straight.
You know, if they can assist you on the stage, they should be able to assist you off the stage. So that is a great example of that. Because you know, some parents, you know how some parents can be. If you're not benefiting them, they don't want nothing to do with you. But okay, great start. So we'll pause from a little drag and let's get to know you personally with some things. What is your biggest fear?
My biggest fear is I say my biggest fear is probably going all alone.
Okay. Do you think that's going to happen?
I honestly don't know because you probably seen some of my posts lately about love, and I just find myself sometime in places where I've let certain things pass by because I was being picky. And I still can be picky still to this day. But my reserved nature sometimes makes me miss out on things or miss out on people. I'm a Gemini, and some of my friends tell me I'm the true definition of a Gemini because I can be good with you the next minute, and then like in the blink of an eye, I'm like a whole different person with you. But with me having those mixture of personalities, like this person over here can have everything that they want to say, but the person that's looking at you is holding it all in and I want to say it to you. And by the time I get the courage to say it to you, it's too late. Mm-hmm. Or I miss chances or I don't approach people. I am currently dating and I find myself having better luck with people out of the city or like long distance relationships than I do like inner city relationships. Mm-hmm. And how you have some people that's, oh, they don't want to date a pageant person. They need somebody that's out. In my experience, it's easy to date somebody that knows pageantry, deals with pageantry, because they already know what it entails. Because I lost one relationship because they just didn't like the attention that I was getting. And it was just always an issue. But that's one of my biggest fears is going all alone.
We'll come back to that specific topic because I do want to talk to you about dating in the industry. I know you're reserved, but Scotty Scott, I'm sure you know him on Facebook. He doesn't think you're reserved. He says, what? Reserved? That's not you. But what would you say pisses you off? What is your biggest pet peeve?
I got a few things. Okay. Don't come to me and be like, oh, I got to tell you something. I'm going to be like, well, tell me now.
Right. Oh, that's one of mine.
I hate that. If you accuse me of something, don't come to me with he say, she say. We bring everybody to the table. Like, if you're gonna look stupid, let's let everybody look stupid with you. Like, I'm a very honest person. If you got the courage to step to me and ask me anything that you want to know, I can respect that and give you an honest answer. Like, I don't hold nothing back. Like, I just hate poor communication pisses me off. Like, especially if I'm making the effort to really communicate with you and you can't communicate with me in that moment when I'm trying to talk to you and see what's wrong or resolve something, and your communication is bad, it makes me not want to deal with you.
Mhm. Okay. Don't bring him no mess, y'all. What's your favorite color?
Blue.
Blue. Are you a cooker? Do you cook? If so, what's your favorite dish to make?
I love to bake pastas. I love to cook pastas. I hate frying stuff because I hate grease. I hate the popping of the grease. I love to
That's
bake.
me.
I think during the pandemic, I was cooking up some of everything. Like any recipes that was popping up, I was running to the store trying to bake it. Like
You got
recently, I
nothing else
just
to do?
did, recently I just did the dirty spaghetti. I actually did it twice.
I don't think I've heard of that. What's in that?
Well, it's basically like spaghetti, but you're not using tomato sauce. But it had been like going viral on like TikTok like the past few weeks. But
I'm
it's
gonna have to
just,
look that up.
but yeah, if you look, it's several different recipes, but it's dirty spaghetti, but there's no tomato sauce. To me, it kind of comes out like lo mein with the
Okay.
beef in it because it's not really saucy. Like the noodles and the meat just soak up everything. But yeah, try it out, dirty
Well,
spaghetti. That's
Katrina is on, and she usually makes good spaghetti when I come visit. So, Katrina, I want some dirty spaghetti
yeah,
when you
dirty
finish
spaghetti.
raining. I know you're busy right now. um, what would you say was your favorite television show growing up as a child?
I used to love the Brady Bunch. Get Smart, Brady Bunch, Get Smart, Mr. Ed, Green Acres,
Okay. Well,
all
you was country,
all
so you was
the
watching the country stuff.
yeah, the country stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Your favorite movie of all time?
Favorite movie of all times, I would probably say Death Becomes Her.
You know, I've never. So, fun fact: I've never seen that, but there, I, I've seen the Broadway play, and there's a talent that I want to do. So everybody's like, "No, you need to watch the movie first, so you can understand." Da, da, da. So I'm gonna have to go check that out. But I've never seen that. Is it good like that?
Oh yeah, it's really good. And outside of that, I would say School Days.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. I love that movie. Yes. Who is your favorite actor and actress?
Angela Bassett and Michael Ealy.
Michael Ealy. Okay, I just can't get past him dropping them children.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, and Cut for Color Girls.
I just can't. What would you say if you are a biblical person is your favorite Bible verse?
So I'm not really a religious person.
Hmm.
I'm God fearing, but I'm not really a church goer per
Hmm.
se. But um, I don't really have a go to
Okay.
because I'm not really a spiritual person like that.
Okay. Now, is there a particular reason why you're not spiritual, or you just have never been?
So growing up, I was forced to go to church a lot, and that was part of it because I went because I was forced to go, and I was like, if it's meant for me to go, it'll lead me there. Like I will go to church. There's times where I will say to myself, like when I go home, I will go to church now, but like here in Atlanta, I haven't been in a while. Um, I'm not really a person that feels I have to go to church to
Have
be a
relationship with
believer
Jesus.
or so per se, but I'm not really a spiritual person as far as like going to church. And I've been in some churches where the stuff that I see go on, it just seems fake to me. But I can be spiritual at home. I don't have to go to
Right.
church to do it.
Okay. Gotcha. What is the first thing that Jaylen is packing in his bag when he has a contest or show?
Probably the accessories
Okay. Now,
because
are
that's
they
like
separated? Or are they all together?
they're all together, but they're in like a container. But like that's like the smallest thing and like the easiest thing to forget because it's like cufflinks, button covers, bow tie, the socks. Those are like the things. Is like the smallest things would be like the easiest things to forget. So I make sure I start finding all those things first.
Okay. Well, that definitely makes sense. What would you say would be your favorite holiday aside from your birthday?
Favorite holiday, I would probably say like New Year's.
Mhm.
Because it's just like a day of a time to like reset, to like give yourself like a new plan for the year. I know how some people be like, if you're doing right, you don't have to wait till the new year to get it.
Right.
But I feel I don't care who you are. When the new year comes in, you set
You
a
said it.
goal
Yeah.
for yourself for that
That
year.
is so true.
But I would say New Year's Day.
Okay. What city do you like to visit the most?
Probably Vegas. I just came back from there yesterday.
Gambling.
A little bit.
Okay, now, all the decades that you can think of, which one would you like to have lived in or relive in?
I would probably say um, the '90s, simply because I didn't get to grow up to be myself. Because I knew I was different. If I knew the love that I get from my family now, being who I am, I think things for me growing up would be so much different. Without me having to hide who I was, being gay. I knew I was different and gay or whatever. I think had I been able to come out to them, I would have been able to just experience a whole different life growing up, just based on the love and everything that I receive from them now. Because like now, it's just like I'm not even gay to them. I'm just another family member. I'm
Yeah.
just an everyday person.
Okay. Pepsi products or Coke products?
Coke,
Okay. Vanilla or chocolate?
vanilla.
Sundown or sun up?
Hmm. I'd probably say sundown.
Okay. Which male celebrity would you like to have been best friends with if you could?
Uh, hmm. I still go with even though favorite actor, I still say Michael Ealy.
Okay. Okay. Waffles or pancakes?
That's going to depend on if it has something in it like pecans or chocolate chips.
Okay.
Um, I'd probably say pancakes.
Okay. Cupcakes or cookies?
That's a tie for me.
Oh, you gonna eat it out. You just gonna eat it
Now,
out.
now, sweets is one way that you can. If I'm pissed off with you, you bring me some good sweets.
Y'all
I'll
hear
overlook
that now? Y'all hear
everything.
that?
Look, when I tell you, I was just in Vegas and I was looking around seeing what sweets, and there was this place called Donut Teak.
Hmm.
I walked like a mile to go find that place, and it was like everything. But like
Was it?
sweets is just like a go to for me. Like if I'm somewhere pissed off, sweets. If I'm
So
somewhere,
would you say we'll get to that because I want to talk about that. Let's see here. What female celebrity would you have liked to take on a date if you could?
uh, Leela Rashawn.
Oh, what? Okay, so you like them older.
I do tend to like older individuals. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. She was definitely a beauty. She still is beautiful. I know that
Oh
she's
yeah,
gained
she
weight though.
is.
I don't know
She
why people
is.
say that.
Yeah.
Um, we had a lot of assassinations in the '60s, but would you have been Team Malcolm or Martin?
With how I carry myself, I would say probably Martin.
Yeah, I can definitely see you being on Martin's side. Come on, guys, peace, peace. Let's get along.
Yeah, Martin. Yeah.
Oh goodness, are you in your career? Career. If not, what would you have chosen as a career?
Well, my initial career was supposed to be pharmacy,
All right.
but I got so caught up in the lifestyle at an early age, I didn't finish my pharmacy school. And luckily, I was able to afford the opportunity working with Delta Airlines that I made a career out of. And actually, March would be 20 years for me.
Wow, that's amazing. How and
Yeah.
so ever you are right down the street from Morehouse, and you're only 42.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's
It's
see.
not too. It's not too
You
late.
know I was gonna push that HB.
It's not
You
too
know I
late
was
for
gonna
me to
push
go
that,
back.
but it's never too late. So
Yeah.
it's what it is. What would you say? is the one moment in your life that changed everything for you and made you the man that you are today?
Uh, the one thing, hmm, I can give a few instances. I've had a few times where, you know how they say, "Be careful what you say. You can speak it into existence."
Yes.
I've had a few things that I spoke about that made me realize that you can speak things into the atmosphere, into existence. Like how I spoke about the situation about my family never seeing me again. Like I was able to be given a second chance and walk away from that car accident unharmed. And that was a situation that made me realize to be mindful of what I say. But I've had two other experiences like that where I spoke about things and like literally within a week or two it happened. Uh, I'm not gonna share details about it, but
Okay.
it happened, and it just in those moments I realized like you gotta be careful what you put into the universe and say because it can actually happen.
Okay.
So after those instances, I was just like, just be mindful what I put out or say uh, to people or things that I
Power in the
wish.
tongue.
Yeah, like it can. You speak it, it can actually happen. And I've been a witness to the situation with the car accident happening like within 24 hours, and the other two things like happened within a week. And it made me slow down and realize like be mindful.
Okay. So I want to talk about two topics before we do the name and claiming game. The first topic is your weight. Do How do you feel in this industry with your weight being something that has fluctuated a lot? Do you think that you are judged harder as a plus male, or do you think the community, because you know who we always hear, especially at certain systems, he needs to lose weight? What is your take about the overall conversation when it comes to your weight? Because personally, me, not Trinity, Tiana, I love your way. I think you look like a grown man. I think that people fail to realize that 42 years old, you carry your weight very well and you give grown man. I don't see anything wrong with it, but I know that we're in a physical, industry, especially with y'all, because see, we can get away with being plus. It's looked at differently. But sometimes y'all get so much backlash, or he's not ready to be Mr. XYZ because he needs to lose weight. I'm hearing it now from Wendell. He's on here with something. He's getting all of this backlash about you need to lose weight. So what is your take on that as someone who has dibbled and dabbled, who has gained, who has lost, who has gained, and now you've kind of more so set yourself in the tone where you are now? How do you handle all of that?
So in the beginning, so like my journey first started after, like even on a newcomer level, I was always like the biggest guy. But I didn't really hear that on the newcomer level. It wasn't until when I stepped up and it was just like, oh, you're not going to win because you need to lose weight. And I was like, weight shouldn't have anything to do with it because I'm like, some pageantry systems I say focus on the wrong thing because if you got somebody out here stealing and doing this and that, but yet you got somebody over here that has more pounds that's really stay professional and do the work, you're focusing on the wrong thing. Like that should not matter because you can be a size zero and still have a horrible range. You can be 300 pounds and have an excellent range. Weight shouldn't play a part. And if weight is going to play a part, put it in your rule books and not just take my money and just have me as a number. But I haven't let it affect me as far as like me wanting to, oh, let me go lose weight if I can go do this pageant. It's like take me as I am. I do think I'm in a different mindset where I'm not in my head so much, and I've been able to be comfortable self with myself in certain pageants now that when I go to this pageant or that pageant, I'm not letting weight be a focus because I've found what works for me to make myself look the best that I can be at whatever weight that I am, whether I lose weight or gain weight. But I don't let it affect me. And I tell entertainers that oftentimes that I hear, because I get hit up a lot of times by like plus guys saying that they look up to me because they was like they had never had the balls to go to this system, and I was like, if you get your stuff done right and carry yourself, I was like, it took me a while to get the confidence that I have, because like I've never shied away from doing a pageant because I'm this size or that size. Like if I want to do it, I'm gonna do it. And like universe for me, I will return, and I know Adonis is out there, but I'm gonna make it be. I'm gonna make it that I'm the first official at large boy to win Black Universe.
But you won't be.
Huh?
You won't be
I won't be what?
the first. They've had at large
I
boys
say I
win.
say the first official one. Now there's been some at large
Oh,
boys,
so what you?
but
Oh, okay. I'm about to say I can name two.
yeah, I can name two too, um,
I get
yeah,
what you're saying.
but
The one who actually came from that large scene. Okay,
yeah,
gotcha. Okay, gotcha. All right. Well, we definitely want to see you back over there. Absolutely.
but yeah.
Um, Next topic is love. So you just mentioned about not wanting to grow old alone. We cannot negate the fact that you are a very attractive man, and in this industry, I know I'm not stupid. I've been around you when it's happened. They hit on you. They flirting with you. Um, do you find it difficult to be in love with someone and being Jaylen Bonet? A lot of times people get into these relationships and you don't know if they want you for you or they want you for the celebrity that you are. And you've been in the game 20 plus years. How is that for you? How do you navigate? Do you want me or do you just want my celebrity? Or how does that work for you?
So I'm not a stranger to like the different little apps or whatever. If anybody ever hits me on an app and mentions anything to me about pageantry, it's just an instant block for me. I
Okay.
mean, if you straight off start a conversation off about pageantry or you seen me on stage, da da da, it's a turn off for me, because I'm like, you're looking at the celebrity. You're not. That's what you see first. If it comes in conversation later down the line, fine. But I um I do flirt a lot because in this industry, um, I don't want to make enemies, but I'll tell somebody quick if it goes too far, like, hey, chill out or whatever, like, because I'm known for giving hugs, and I I already know some people can be around me and tell from the way I hug people that they'll be like, what y'all got going on? And I'll be like, I just like hugging people.
Right.
And it's a lot of times people will hit me up when I'm coming to the city. They be like, "Oh, I got to get a hug," because I've had so many people tell me just like I get the best hugs. Like it's just like a hug that's just out of this world to them. Like it's like a release of energy for them. But
That's that teddy bear.
yeah,
Okay. But
but
would you date someone in the industry?
I would. To me, I feel it would be easier because you know what comes along with the territory. Because the times that I've tried to date outside of the industry is just it's always you having to reassure that person, especially if it's someone that's not used to it. Because like I had one relationship, it was like 2 years, and it was the last time I competed for Black Universe, and he had just got out of a relationship prior to me with a female, and I knew he didn't like being around like flamboyant people and whatever. And I told him this event is going to be have a lot of flamboyant people, and I said I know that's not your thing, and I said if you don't come, I'm not going to feel any kind of way, because I said I'd rather you can watch it from home and be comfortable versus being there. And he was like, no, I'm gonna come support you, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, I'll make sure you sit with some of my friends that you've met so you'll have someone there that you know. So that night, you know how people can be, they can come up on you, hug you. They don't mean nothing by it. Like they just
Right.
hug up. And so of course it just started a whole bunch of drama there at the pageant.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there it just twinkled down from there. And it was just like always having to reassure, like, no matter what you do, just keep having to reassure somebody that nothing's going on, that it just became draining trying to reassure somebody, especially if nothing's going on, because they looking at things from a whole different way. Like I can't stop nobody from just coming up and speaking. But
Mhm.
if you're in the mindset that, oh, something going on, this person just spoke, it's nothing like that. But to
Right.
me, I think I would have a better experience or something lasting with somebody from the industry versus someone that's, even if they're not a part of the industry, it can be someone that's familiar with it and knows like what all goes into it
Okay. All right.
versus just somebody that's not familiar with it and always side eyeing everything you do.
But you're not in a relationship now, but you are dating. Are you dating? Are you open to dating multiple people? Or are you just sticking to one?
I'm the kind of person where it depends on the person. In the moment, it's just one. But I'm the kind of person like if we're dating, I need to know what kind of dating you do. So if you're saying we dating, are you dating with just one person we get to know, or you dating multiple people? Like I ask those questions like, are you still going to be on the apps? Like I need to know like what kind of dating, because everybody's version of dating is different.
It's totally different.
I mean, it's completely different. I've been in situations where they wanted me to only date them, didn't want to talk to nobody else. I mean, I can be cool with that depending on how we're vibing. But if you're somebody that's going to be dating multiple people, don't put stipulations on me, but you don't have stipulations for yourself.
That's true.
But
So,
I ask the questions so that I can make sure we're on the same page. Like I've been in situations where I was having a good time with somebody and I'm thinking it's one thing and it's not. Like my very first relationship when I moved to Atlanta, I was 19 years old. And I lucked up and found this guy, moved me into his house and everything. But once I got in there, he was still doing what he wanted to do.
mm,
And when I approached him and he was like, I didn't move you in and say we was in a relationship. And I'm like, who moves somebody in their house and then says we're not in a relationship and you feel some kind of way because I'm addressing you about you still doing what you want to do. And that moment, that's what taught me like you got to ask questions to make sure you're on the
get
same page with the
clarity.
song.
Right.
Yeah.
So we need clarity. Is
Uh-huh.
Jaylen interested in men only? Are trans men a part of it? Are trans women a part of it? Like, what is the limit?
So,
Because you know there was a
I,
rumor that you at one point in time liked the girls.
so it's I've never had any. I've never been in a relationship with a trans girl. It's been two trans girls that I was interested in, and I was honest with them. I told them I'm not sure if this is a phase for me or what, but I said I will tell you this: that if we ever get intimate, when your clothes come off and I see titties and hips, it's probably gonna be a wrap for me because I'm attracted to men, but I do find some trans women very beautiful that to the point where I'm like, if I ever date a trans girl, this is gonna be one that I pursue. But
Right.
I've never took that step to pursue a trans girl seriously. I've talked to two, like, but it never went as far as that.
Okay. Okay. So just men.
Yeah,
Now, does that include trans men?
no.
Okay. No, that's fine. Listen, this is your preference. All right. So let's play the game. I'll give you 10 people, places, things, something, whatever, and you just give me the first thing that comes to your mind. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, they want to know who was the two girls.
um. So I used to be crazy about Ebony Sherry,
Oh, of course. Yes. Okay.
and I would say this the one trans girl if I had to choose this one trans girl right now if I wanted to pursue them it would be Serenity.
Okay. So at least you have taste in beautiful women. Yes, I approve those two. Um, so the first one would be, of course, Johnny Thomas. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of Grandpa Johnny?
My friend for life.
Okay. Break that down.
So a lot of people that's been around me know Johnny Thomas was a lover in the past up until like 2012. However, there was never a bad breakup. So it was just like one day we decided like, hey, it's best we be friends. So in doing that, still to this day, it's a lot of people think we're still together because we never went through that bad breakup period. It was just like today we woke up, it's best we just be friends. We still be at all the events together, stay together, but it's just strictly friends. That was something that ended in 2011 and 12. So we what 13 years past that. But it's still people out there that see us together and have no clue that because we didn't go through that social media break blow up or that bad period. Like we were somewhere one time and probably like last year, and Stasha was standing there and somebody was trying to talk to him, and Stasha was like, why is you being disrespectful to somebody? Don't you see that man husband standing there? And I'm looking around, we both looking around like, who are you talking about? And we was like, we've been together since 2011. She was like, oh, I didn't know. But I'm don't put my business on Facebook like that. But it just never was a bad period, and we're like best of friends. It's just
Do you
yeah,
think?
that's
Do
my
you
friend
think?
for
Because you
life.
know, they often say your best friend can be your soulmate. Do you think that's accurate in this situation?
No, it'll just be no.
Okay, I was trying to help you, Johnny.
Uh-uh.
Okay. All right. Well,
Mm-mm.
soulmate friend, we do love to see it because we know he got your back and we know you have his.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
For the people
Number
that
two,
don't
what's the
know,
first? Oh, I'm sorry.
they either think we're still together or that's my gay dad.
Oh, okay. Well, to be fair, um, number two, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of? Let's see, Lindsay Page.
When I tell you, I wish I could have so many rings for her. Uh, it was like I had cried backstage after winning USA because last year I went to USA because she told me she was going. But then she decided not to go, but I had already prepared to go. And I was like, well, I'm still going to go.
Mhm.
And when she won this last year, I was like, oh, I'm definitely going back. And I was like, we got to have that reign together. And she's the only queen that I've had that's my height.
Mhm.
Uh, I've had several queens to match my energy, but it's just with Lindsay, it's just our Western reign together was like everything. We've been having an amazing time. We actually got a prelim together coming up July 8th through the 10th. Texas at Mr. Miss Texas at large.
Mhm.
But I'm trying to convince her now. We got to do another pageant together, but she got other plans. So we'll have another reign. Like that's
And let
my
her stick to them other plans because we want her. We want her, so let her stick to them. We've been fighting for her for a minute. But yeah, okay, we love Lindsay. Yeah, y'all definitely are like the epitome couple. When we see y'all together, it's like y'all match. Did y'all ever have, whether it was Westland or currently, was there ever any friction? Was there ever any bumping of heads?
It's never no bumping the heads. It's lately. I left her a voicemail the other day, and I was like, I don't know what's going on, but you need to answer the phone when I call her. We gonna have problems.
Oh, you here got okay, okay. All right. Number three, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of, let's see, the state of Virginia?
So the state of Virginia. So my godfather Ray Hall stays there. That was the first pageant I won. He was on the East Coast.
Mhm.
Um, East Coast Newcomer was the first pageant I won, and he was my promoter. He became like my best friend, my godfather, somebody I talk to every day, several times of the day since 2008. Virginia was just my stomping ground that allowed me to discover myself being gay since I uh, just came out there right after coming out. That's why I moved to. I had my first official boyfriend in Virginia.
Mm.
Um, it's just Virginia. Virginia helped get me started in this gay lifestyle to kind of maneuver myself and discover myself in the beginning of like the do's and don'ts in the beginning of the lifestyle.
Okay. All right. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of Delta Airlines?
Ooh, I'm ready to retire. I love Delta just because uh, my department is so flexible. Like this past weekend, because literally from now to starting next week, from now to August, I have a booking somewhere. And this past weekend, I was like, I got to do something that's not pageant related. So I looked, I was calling friends like, you at home? You at home? Nobody was answering at the time. By the time everybody had called me back, I had booked me a hotel in Vegas. I said, I'm going to go to Vegas by myself, chill out, sit in the room, eat, sleep, watch TV, walk the strip, gamble. And I literally left Saturday night, came back yesterday, went by myself. But I just like I can just hop up and go when I want to.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. You said ready to retire. How long do you think you'll be there?
Well, I have 5 more years till I can retire because Delta has a program where it's like age plus years of service. You have to equal 65. But if they offer me early retirement tomorrow, give it to me.
Wow. Are you ready for that
Long,
at such a young
longest,
age?
on longest I can have flight benefits for life. So
Okay.
that's the thing. Because during the pandemic, they offered different things, but it didn't allow me to be able to fly for free for the rest of my life. So that's
Okay.
like one thing. Like I retire now and go find me something else. I
Yeah, you'll
just
go back. You'll go right down the street, the pharmacy
yeah.
store.
Yeah, I'll go back. I actually something else I've been thinking about too is mortuary school too.
Well, listen, you'll always be employed.
Yeah, because my dad actually just started working at one of my cousin's funeral home back home, but that's something I've been thinking about too. Because
I know.
I've always been intrigued by the whole process and everything. Like even with like crime scenes and all that stuff, that's just something that's always fascinated me too. But I've been thinking about mortuary school too, more so than
Okay.
pharmacy school.
Right. Gotcha. All right. Number five. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of Stanisha Bonet Dupree?
When you see Stanisha, you know that's one person that she was my international bowl queen, but that's one person just like she would do any and everything for you. Like if you backstage, she would lend a helping hand. They're just like she's like one of the nicest individuals, like most helpful individuals. It's just she is so humble, and I enjoyed my reign with her as international bowl. She just I could call and be like, Queen, we gonna do this. Queen, we gonna do this. She'd be like, okay, but I would definitely love to have another reign with her.
Okay. Six. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of your time behind the spotlight all those years at the stars of the century?
Uh, I would say this: those 10 years I worked there, I only missed two Monday night shows.
Wow.
Two Monday night shows, and it was just to be able to be there and witness some of the shows. It was just amazing to be able to see the stuff firsthand. Like I'm at the spotlight. I got the best seat in the house. I ain't got nobody in front of me. I can see everything. Like,
You control everything because you're the one that makes everybody see stuff.
but it was just an amazing experience to be able to just witness all of that firsthand. Like be able to be backstage, see everything comes together, and just see so many entertainers from across the country come through there.
Well, shouts out. Why aren't you doing that now? Is it just time? It was just time up.
The time was just up, and then I just wanted to be in a different spot versus just being like behind the scenes.
Okay.
Like if I work at a pageant or a show, I would rather work backstage versus just sitting at the spotlight.
Okay. Gotcha. Number seven. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of D West?
Excuse me, D West. Um, that's somebody that's I always bust out laughing when I'm around D West. Like a lot of people, I remember when I ran for Westland the first year, Rick Bean asked me what took me so long to come to Westland, and I was like, me and D West is friends, and it's just like some friendships you don't want to jeopardize by trying to mix friendships and business together. So when the opportunity came along with Westland, where it was a new division under a whole different promoter, I was like, yeah, that's where I need to go. Not being just, I value me and D West friendships. Like it was one year we didn't talk for like a whole year, all over a misunderstanding, and we were able. I remember D West had sent a message out, and he was just like, he's just trying to squash everything. If me and you have an issue, reach out to me. And me and him talk. But D West one of my ride or dies. I can call and tell him any and everything. Like D West probably no more of my secrets than I know my secrets.
Mm-hmm. Shouts out to D West in Westland. Number 8. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of? I know it's been a minute. The night you won Black America Junior.
Black America Junior. You said Black America Junior, right?
Uh huh.
It was it was a lot because that year I did the pageant. It was 11 of us, and it was like all of the newcomer boys in the pageant. And I won interview and talent, and it's crazy because I kind of knew I won interview before the pageant even started because everybody was calling around because I was just known as the quiet boy, and
Hmm.
everybody was calling everybody talking about the quiet spotlight guy and came in here and just blew everybody away and shook interview up. I think I had one interview like by almost 20 points, 18 to 20 points, and it just kept me in the lead. But that year in the pageant, it was like Roman Black, Tali, Christian St. James, Nico Boys from Memphis, Ashley Santee. Just to win the pageant with that caliber of boys at that time, especially back then, like when like the newcomer pageants was like packed out. It was just an amazing feeling to be able to come from behind the spotlight and come out and actually win and just win a pageant of that magnitude. And being that was the first year they had Black America Junior because everything had went on where it transitioned from newcomer to junior, and to be the first one to get crowned, it was just like an amazing feeling, amazing opportunity. And it's just like that's one system I always go back and work for backstage. Like every year the pageant come, I hit Benny up, whether he asked me to or not. I'm like, I'm coming to work. I see you at the pageant. But that was like a amazing opportunity, and just like it just like really boosted my ego pageant wise and everything. And I was grateful to be able to win the title and be the first crown Black American Junior. Even
Okay.
though it feels so long ago, 2011.
Yes. Um, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of your reign as Mr. North America Supreme?
Um, it was North America Supreme more so was like, even though I had won Westland Grand Emperor already prior to that in 2018, it was just like my official, like, to me, it felt like my official, like, crossover into that large pageants. Because since then, I just been like, just going and going. Because even though I'm at large, I found myself back then like, oh yeah, y'all see me as at large, but I want to do the regular pageant, show y'all that I can hang just as well.
Mhm.
But it just got to a point because even when I used to do pageant, everybody was like, if you don't take your ass over there to that large pageant and go win all of that and come back, talking about, we know you want this, but just go get all of that and then come back. And after I won North America, it was just like, okay, let me come on, do what everybody been wanting me to do. And since then, I just been going and going, and I appreciate real. And like, believe it or not, when I ran for North America, I got all of my money. Like, I got all of my money and have no issues. I had an amazing reign. Rail took care of everything because at the time, Rail was just we only had to promote Rail, and it was an amazing reign. And then I had Monica as my counterpart for the Supreme, and Monica's just like everything to me, like just money, just like I would call her and be like, Monica, let's do this. Like I called her the other day and was like, can we change what we're doing for the opening when we go back? And she was just like, baby, what you want to do? And I told her, but like I enjoyed my reign with Monica, Asheria,
Okay.
Jay Tejour, Aris, and T Talia.
Talia.
I enjoyed my reign as North America. I definitely enjoyed myself.
So, real quick, because there's so much um, controversy now surrounding North America post your win and reign. What is your advice to a contestant that may be watching that maybe are conflicted between going this year? You know, with the scandal with Cheyenne, the scandal with the cheating with Armani, now hearing that the money is not there, the changing of ownership. What would you say to someone that may be conflicted about going?
I would tell everybody you have to experience things for yourself.
Hmm.
Like a lot of stuff going behind scenes that we don't know about. We only know what people tell us. And it's a lot of pageants cheat and a lot of people still support them. So you can't jump on the bandwagon, oh, we're not going to support this pageant because they cheat. If we're going to do that, It's a lot of pageants that won't even
We
exist.
wouldn't even be doing pageants.
Yeah, we wouldn't even be doing pageants. But I tell people, you have to experience stuff for yourself. Like I've done pageants where they be like, even when the year I went to North America, a promoter told me, "Oh, they're not gonna crown you. You might as well not even waste your time going." I went and won every category, and I saw that promoter the other day because they were telling somebody not to go do the pageant, and I told that person, "Don't listen to them," because I said they told me not to go, and I went and won. I said, "Go do you, experience it for yourself."
Mhm.
But in anything, I don't always go by what people say. Like
Yeah.
you can tell when somebody's saying something to be hurtful or hateful towards somebody versus this is a place you don't need to go. But you just got to experience stuff for yourself to see, because you could be that person that make a difference.
Right. Absolutely. Number 10, the last one. What was the first thing that goes to your mind the night you won Mr. US of A at large?
I definitely made the ugly face. I would say the night that I won USA at large, it was just like a weight lifted off of me because the first year I went, I did not feel cheated, but it was just like I went to a new system. I didn't understand everything. So, like over here, when we do pageants, on our side, we were like clean, clean, clean. But on that side, it's just more so about having talents with impact and everything. And I didn't understand how I scored so low in talent because I'm like, this is the same talent that I'd have won talent with like two, 3 times on this side. But then over here, I scored like fifth in talent.
Mhm.
But just winning USA, it was just like I've won all the other large pageants. It's only like one more large pageant left for me really to win. And then I was just like, I'm here. I'm going to make the best of it. Like that's I want to say it's the longest at large male system.
Mhm.
And it was just like a feeling. And honestly, like when I won, the first person that came to my mind was Sugar Bear
Mhm.
because me and him had talked about me going and just talked about so many things. And like, uh, actually, when I went to interview last year, I wore the brooch that they gave everybody from the pageants at Sugar Bear's service. I wore it with me to interview. When someone in interview saw and asked me, what did the brooch mean? I told them I was just like, this is Sugar Bear here with me. And so when I won that night,
Mhm. He was right there with you.
I miss my friend.
Yeah. He was going up when you won. That's why he was crying.
Yeah, but yeah,
Okay.
it was an amazing feeling though. And then winning with Lindsay and it was
Do it all over
definitely.
again.
And it's been amazing. The promoters have been everything. I talk to them all the time.
Mhm.
The prelims coming up. That's why I was like, I had to take this break to Vegas because this is about to be my first prelim. Is like the week right after North America. I
Mhm.
got literally like 2 prelims almost every month, and then being that I work for Delta, I'm able to show up at a lot of prelims that I normally wouldn't be booked at because I can just go and show my support. So I get to be more visible at a lot of the other divisions. But
Mhm.
it's been amazing, and I'm looking forward to all the prelims. I got a new prelim added here in Atlanta with Jawaka team in the Gulf Coast, Gay USA. That's going to be on July 13th. Um, and I'm grateful for Jawaka team for taking that step and that opportunity, giving me the opportunity to have. She was actually the first prelim that I was able to get after winning because I called her and told her, like, you're going to have a prelim. I was like, I won and you're going to have a prelim. Only person that didn't work on was Johnny, though, because I had told Johnny he was going to have a prelim too, but
Johnny went with it.
he went with it.
um, you have such an extensive resume, which is a reason why I wanted you on. You being at large competitor with, like you just said, you've won just about everything. What's the biggest difference that you notice from, we'll say, predominantly white systems that you've won, i.e. USA, and the predominantly black systems that you've won?
I will say it's a little bit more laid back. The things that we focus on in the black pageants, there's not as much focus on it in the on the other side. Just like when I got ready to go to my first prelim, Lindsay called me. She was like, King, don't show up to this registration with no suit on and dressed all up. She was like, you can come be relaxed. And when I went to the first registration just to see everybody just like chilled out, it was just like the focus was put in other places. It wasn't so much put on you spending all this money just to show up to registration. Like it's just the focus is on the admin side. It's not so much focus on uh, you being done to the 10 power every time you step out. Yeah, you want to look good every time you step out, but the focus is not so much there. The focus is on the admin side, and it's just everything is so laid back and chill, and it's just a real good time. Like I enjoy both sides, but it has been a good journey. It's been laid back. It just you're not having to stress so much on um, you're just not having to stress about some of the stuff that you stress about on our side. It's not they don't focus. There's not a bigger focus on the other side.
Got you. Now, you are a reserved person. We said that, but there have been times where you didn't mind getting on that computer and expressing yourself. There are some posts that went viral. You shook a couple of tables. You had us looking at you like, "Whoa, what Jaylen going through?" Did you care to discuss that? What was happening when you were going through your rants online?
So I'm assuming one of the ones you're talking about last year, like right after I won USA.
Yes.
So it was the when I did the post, and I think I probably had like 20 things on there.
Yep.
Maybe only two of the things had pertained to USA, but it was just like over my pageant journey, accumulation of things that have happened that I was like, these things need to change. Like it was just like, and it was crazy when I made that post. I had so many pageant promoters step to me and was like, "You're not gonna tell me how to run my pageant." And I was like, "I'm not telling you how to run your pageant, but at the same time, you got to listen to your customers because without us, you don't have a pageant." And when I made the post about, I think what really had shook it up is when I put on the post about stop charging the same dancers 10 admissions to get into a pageant.
That's true.
I don't care how you cut it, that makes no sense to me. I don't care what kind of business module you got, that makes no sense to me. If one person is already in the building, why is that person paying 10 times to get in the building?
Because here's the thing, where's the seating?
Right. That's being greedy to me.
Right.
Like if the person has paid one admission, I don't care if they dance for 20 people, they're in the building. So why are you charging a dancer's fee for every time they hit the stage? They're in the building. And that part of my post, I had so many promoters either inbox me or step to me when they saw me out about that particular part of my post. And then I was like, that's just customer service. And I was like, that math, not math, and that's being greedy.
Mm-hmm.
But
that definitely is being greedy because at the end of the day, like you said, they're already here.
Yeah, charging that same person 10 admissions, like there's no way you can make that make sense to me.
Right. There was also a controversy when you did Vogue about the weight. I've endured that. I've been to Westland and I had to be weighed. What is your take on that? Do you think that the weight requirement should be higher, or do you think it should remain at? Because see, some systems like Sweetheart is 200. Westland, I think it was 225. I want to say North America is 220. It's different. Continental is 225. If you really want to be honest, he could have weighed me and I wouldn't have been able to do the pageant this April. But do you think that that needs to be raised or not? Because at some point we're promoting obesity with all of this high weight.
I don't think it needs to be raised, but like when we had a little panel right after Vogue, I said, to me, at large has a look. But different people carry their weight in different ways. And that's why I said that when it comes to large pageants, maybe we just need to start like a pre-registration so the pageant owner can determine if this person is truly at large. Because you can have somebody that's 200 pounds and be slim, and you can have another person that's 200 pounds and be super thick. but everybody carries their weight differently. Like I have a friend, me and him used to bump heads all the time because he used to like to do at large pageants. And I would tell him, stop doing that large pageants. I was like, everybody's telling you not to do it. I said, you will have better feedback and better support if you go do the regular pageants. And me and him kept bumping heads, kept bumping heads, kept bumping heads to the point where he pulled my card and said, well, meet me at the runway and come compete against me. And I did.
And why did he do that?
And so me and that person, we're on very good terms now. We've been friends for years. Every friendship goes through something. It's a matter about y'all can sit down and talk it out. And I love that individual to death. But I think I say at large has a look. Lately, I don't think we've had that problem though, where people have been coming to a large pageants that don't look at large. At least I haven't seen any. But I say at large, I think one of the solutions is like D West has it where he breaks it down in the packet where if you're such and such height, you have to be this weight, and then such and such height, you have to be this weight. However, this past year there was a contestant that wanted to do that large. And to me, he clearly looked at large, but because in the black and white, it said you had to be this weight with this height. I said that's cutting out certain people because especially the short people, the shorter people that are big, if you saying I got to be this height and this weight, it's cutting out a lot of short people. But that's why I say it needs to be like a pre-registration just so the pageant owners can see. And like in that situation, D West said, tell the individual to reach out to me so I can see them if they feel that they still at large. But I think it needs to be something where they're seen because there are certain individuals that'll slip through and certain individuals that'll try to do that large pageant think it's going to be an easy win. We compete just like the small people do. We bring it too. So don't come thinking just because you do that large pageant, it's going to be a cakewalk.
Like it's like a lazy thing or something like that. That's not the case. I know Brandon just called me last week and was like, "Hey, I heard you was doing North America. I just want to give you a heads up. I'm going to have to weigh you." Well, first of all, I'm not doing North America. Second of all, okay, I think I can weigh. And then when he said what the weight requirement was, I said, "Oh, I better not go over there because I don't need it." So I was like, "Oh well, thanks for the heads up," but I wasn't even doing it. But masculinity is a big part of your division. We've had so much talk about the boys aren't boys anymore. They want to be the queens. They want to wear cha-cha heels. They want to come out in feathers and furs and stuff. We know you to be very masculine. We know you to give that persona on and off stage. What's your take on that? Do you think we should allow male leads to be male leads, or do they need to be masculine because that's the role they're playing next to their female counterparts?
Well, I would say this. When it comes to male lead, all of us have some part of femininity in us, some more than others. But however, we're applying for a job. Do what the job requires. When you're off the clock, be you. I always tell people, and there's no disrespect to this individual, Amandis, to me, is like the prime example. Off stage, Amandis is one person, but on stage, Amandis will, however you want to say it, butch it up, give you what you need, give you what needs to be given to get the title. I don't care what you do after you get it. I don't even care about boys wearing cha-cha heels. It's how you walk in them. It should not have you coming out switching and swaying. You can still wear cha-cha heels and still walk like a man. But I don't mind a little femininity, but we all know it's certain individuals that just come out and we be like, you might as well just go ahead and do drag. But I would take off if a contestant comes out and be too feminine because, again, you're here for the male part. Play the part, get the title, and then be you. But in any job interview, you can be a thug at home, but if you go to that interview, you're going to be professional. Same thing. If you're applying for the male part, do the part to get the job, and then once you get it, be you.
Makes sense. We're battling this conversation of numbers and why they're low. What would you say would be reasons to you?
I would say the economy plays a part in it. I don't say pageantry's dying, but numbers are low. I feel that there's too many pageants because growing up, coming up in the pageant, now it seems like it's a pageant every weekend. I remember coming up, it was like a pageant this month, then it would be like 2 more months before the next pageant. It was like a big ordeal, everybody coming together like a big family reunion. But I feel there's too many pageants now, which plays a part in the numbers because you got so many titles that if I win this, I can't go compete for this. But it's saturated now, and it's like people just holding pageants to hold pageants, and then I just feel that with economy, the economy hasn't affected me when it comes to pageantry because a lot of times with when I compete, I do my little fundraisers, but I always tell myself this is my dream, fund it myself. If that person can't come through for me, figure it out and still get it going. But I've had success with doing my fundraisers every time. But I just feel the pageantry right now is saturated more so. I don't even think it's the economy that has as much of an effect. I think it's more so is saturated because if somebody want to do a pageant, they're gonna do it.
That's true. Um, Another topic is the national walk. It seems to be so many walking in that particular section of the pageant. How do you feel about the national walk?
So that's another thing. So on our side, we be so strict on if it's not your division, you can't walk. On the other side, they acknowledge everybody that's in the building and allow you to walk. And I appreciate that. Like I've been to Continental and walked as an at-large king. They don't even have an at-large Mr. Division, but I've been able to walk. I appreciate the system that acknowledges the kings and queens that are in the building, regardless of your title. I mean, you got to register by a certain time, but just don't show up. Like one of my things I've been fighting for at Universe is I had sent Naisha a message and I said, when I think the last time they allowed at-large kings to walk might have been, I know I walked there when I was Westland, and maybe they allowed it one or two times afterwards. And I sent her a message last year saying that a black male at this point has every national title, at large title that's out. Allow us to walk with our queens. I said, Universe is said to be a celebration of us. Allow us to be celebrated. But we weren't able to still walk. And I feel that you have everybody there being celebrated, but what difference is it going to make if we walk with our queen? They're already there walking. That's not going to hurt anybody to allow us to walk. And I said, if our queen is not there, then we don't walk. But if our queen is there, allow us to walk. Allow us to be celebrated as well. And I say, especially since every title is held by a black king at this time, allow us to walk.
You know, I heard you say something. I want to unpack it. At large plus supreme, whichever division. Do you think as someone that has, pretty much swept all of them, do you think that y'all are at the bottom of the anchor? Do you think that y'all are the least respected?
I don't think so. Your respect comes from how you allow people to treat you. And I don't think I've ever been treated differently as far as with me winning my titles. Like I've been places and been treated just like any other king. Like I think it's all about how you allow people to treat you. And I don't think I've ever been put in that position to be let my title be downplayed because it's at large. Like I be any and everywhere, and I've never been turned down from being able to perform. I mean, the only thing that I have not been able to do is all the titles that I've had. Uh, like I just stated at the national walk that we just talked about, it's the only thing that I have not been able to do as an at-large king simply because it was not an at-large title there. But when it comes back around this year, I'm going to ask the same question. Allow the black kings to walk with their queens, and allow us to be celebrated just as well if our queens are there. It's not hurting anybody for us to walk with them.
What was did she give you a response or did she just?
Well, the last she said she met with the board and she said we're just going to move forward with the divisions that we have, and I just said okay. But I had presented it to her back in August, and I said if it's an issue of the kings not looking the part, I said I would take it upon myself and reach out to their large kings and make sure that they all look the part.
But that
But
can't be it because some of the queens don't. Oh, never mind. Hush. Go ahead. Go
well,
ahead.
but I'm gonna reach out again this year, and hopefully it's a change of heart because I honestly don't see the issue. Like if our queens are there and we walking beside them, it's not like we asking to get in free. I mean, there's a lot of systems that still walk and they still have to pay a discounted rate or whatever. It's just the acknowledgement. If you're saying we're being celebrated, celebrate everybody.
Okay. Do you feel okay with competing against MI contestants?
I haven't had the opportunity to compete against an MI contestant. The only thing that I've always questioned, I mean, if it's the rules, it's the rules. The one thing that I've questioned though is when it comes to exclusivity, we can't go compete in the MI pageants. So why is it now becoming such a big deal that they're able to compete in our pageants? I mean, the pageant rules allow it, fine. But my question has always been, why can't we compete in the MI and the film pageants? But
Right.
they're able to compete in our pageants, but we keep using the word being inclusive, but it's not straight across the board on both sides. It's only becoming just one side to it.
Or in the case of like this past Sunday or this past weekend with Q-Tip, she did Miss Duval. So if y'all are allowing them to do Miss Duval, there's no need for film. If it's all inclusive, get rid of the film and the MI. If y'all are letting
Right.
everybody compete together, that just didn't make sense to me. But I guess it's a money thing.
Or
Uh,
if you're gonna do it that way, allow everybody to compete in whatever division they want.
that's true.
That's my whole. That's the only thing that I never understood is why can't we compete on the other side?
Mhm. Um, Interview and question and answer seems to be taken out of a lot of pageants. You have given me an hour and 40 minutes of great interview. How do you feel about that being taken out of our conversation?
I
Okay.
love having this with interview because if it's a pageant that has interview, the one category that I want to win is interview because I'd rather be known that I can talk and I have the ability to make. I'd just rather have be known for winning interview than winning formal wear or sportswear because winning formal wear or sportswear, when it comes down to making business decisions or things of that nature, doesn't mean you're gonna have the ability to speak the way you need to speak to get things taken care of. But I wish pageants would either have the question and answer or interview. I would prefer interview over question because
Mhm.
interview is a little bit more laid back, which is myself, but it allows it to be more personable, you to get to know the individual. Question can be it can be nerve wracking, especially in a room full of people. You're trying to think on the spot, people in the room screaming, and it's just I think they should bring it back though. At least one or the other.
Okay. What is Jalen's struggle category?
Talent. And
Interesting that it's talent, but you want a talent pageant.
I people hit me up saying being that talent, and I tell them no. I said talent is my worst category. I said you want to win the pageant, don't you? And I was like, I'm not going to set you up. And I was like, for years, it took me years to be able to even get comfortable to be in a talent because I used to look like a deer in headlights doing talent because I'd be sitting there counting in my head. Like the money used to always tell me was like, you know, you look like a deer in headlights, right? And when I would go back and watch the tapes, I literally be looking like a deer in headlights. But I hate people asking me to be in that talent because I know that's my hardest category that I struggle with. So I hate when people now you want to cover up a reveal, a
I was just
escort.
going to say,
I
you
got
are the
you.
designated reveal model. You
I
and
escort
Lavelle.
you. I escort you all day, but with no question. But asking me to be in your talent, no. Like that's my hardest category. Like I be in my head so much about talent. Like that's my hardest category.
Have you ever have you ever been in that position where you did a reveal and it wasn't coming off correctly or y'all had an issue?
Actually, when I did Lindsay's reveal last year when she won, we just had to break it because the cover up was so sickening by itself, but it had so many snaps on it. And when I was trying to unhook it, it was like it was so much pressure on the hook, I couldn't get it. And she was like, she was like, just rip it, because it was taking so long for me to get it off. She still won she still won gown, she still won a pageant.
Right.
But even after I came off stage, people was like, what was going on? I said, them snaps would not come loose. We just had to rip it. And then you ripping a JD Martin, you was like, somebody telling you to rip a JD Martin, you be like, I'm not gonna rip this.
Oh, you know that's nothing to my sister, honey. We'll have another one.
But
And
yeah, like literally, I'm trying to
JD Martin was
unhook
put
it.
together real right.
I'm trying to unhook it, and I'm like, Lindsay, it's not coming loose. And she was like, rip it. And I'm trying to rip it, and it still wasn't even ripped. Like she had to take her hand and pull it with me, and it finally came off. But it was just like I was embarrassed in the moment because I'm like, fuck, I done cost her the pageant.
No, you didn't. She. With your long resume, extensive, high-class resume is what I call it, and you're currently Mr. USA. When's your give up?
February 1st and 2nd.
February is your give up, so you'll be no longer in a contract. You know, I have to ask, what's next?
I'm going somewhere, but
I think we will be perfect somewhere together. I think the promos will be nasty somewhere together.
That's kind of where it's gonna be.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I have something, but we'll circle back around.
When I come, I'm just gonna show up though.
Yeah. But I would like to see you at Mr. Duval.
I'm gonna go back.
I would like to see you at Black Universe.
I'm gonna go back.
I would like to see you definitely at King.
I definitely want to go to King.
I would like you to consider, I know it may be like because of one of the categories, but I would like for you to consider Mr. Continental.
I do want to do that, but of course, now that would be one where I would slam down some sort of I would be more comfortable. And people always tell me, be like, oh, you'll have your clothes off online and and I'll be like, that's different. When you're
you're not being judged.
Yeah, you standing in a room full of people, like, and basically like a piece of nothing. But right. I definitely do want to do that, and I'm looking forward to going to Mr. Continental this year. Like the Mr. Boys have been bringing it. Like I've been enjoying the talents at Mr. Continental, but I'm definitely looking forward to going this year.
So I'm not sure what her issue is, but Jawaka is at you in these comments. You said you're not masculine. Your next place is the buffet. Shout out to Jawaka Tima, y'all. Give it up for Jawaka Tima. Jaylen, you know
Jawaka Tima, the brokest thing.
You know she loves you, so she gonna keep with you.
When I tell you, let me say something about Jawaka Tima. So
ahead.
It's one thing that I appreciate about Jawaka Tima. So last year when I won last year? 2024 when I won her Southern Bow pageant. Jawaka Tima pageants, you always have to pre-register. And I had pre-registered for the pageant 2 months ahead of time, paid my entry fee. When the deadline came, I woke up the next morning to all these congratulations posts, not knowing what had happened while I was asleep. Look at the flyer, I was the only male contestant.
They're scared of you.
But nobody knew who was doing the pageant until the flyer came out. Mm-hmm. But what I appreciate about Jawaka Tima and the integrity part of it, she knew she only had one boy, and she was giving away $1,000. Mm-hmm. And I still kid with Jawaka Tima. I was like, you gave me my first $1,000 booking. But any other promoter, when they saw they only had one boy and you released the flyer, and as she said, so many boys started hitting her up saying they want to register, She was like, no. If I got one boy, I'm going with that one boy.
Right.
And I appreciate that because, like I said, so many promoters would have been like, I'm giving away $1,000. I only got one boy registered. Let me let them go ahead and pay their entry fee so I get some more money paid in. She didn't do that. She didn't even make me walk my categories. She called me and was like, do you want to walk the categories or do you want to do 2 numbers? I said, this your pageant. I'll do whichever one you want me to do. And she was like, leave them categories at home, bring you 2 numbers. Mm. And we had the best year throughout that year. And then at the give up, we had 21 contestants paid the next year when we gave it up.
That's amazing. And that goes to show, as a promoter, your integrity and people trusted in you because you have a representative that is going to spread the word on how you treat them in a good manner. You're going to always get them numbers back. So shouts out to Jawaka. She been in Birmingham a lot lately. I got to ask her what's going on, girl. You trying to move back?
But yeah, she'll be here in Atlanta on July 13th for Gulf Coast Mr. and Mr. USA at large.
She MCing?
Well, no, she's the promoter, but she might be
Oh,
MCing too.
okay, got you. Um, Jalen, I'm sorry, who are your four Mount Rushmores? What four male leads are you putting on your mountain? And you cannot put Jawan because that's your dad. So,
So I would say Alphonse. Um, I would say Rayshawn, even though he competes on both sides, I would still say Rayshawn, Montrese. Um, I would say Angel. Um, and outside of that, I have to make it a five. I'll say Al and Monty.
okay, that's fine. One can be hanging off. You're only 42. When is it over? When are you done?
I honestly won't say I'll be done. Pageant to me is an outlet. It's like it's an outlet for me. Like I can be having a bad day, but I can honestly lately, um, the past 2 years is the most pageants I've done. I've been actually doing pageants to keep myself busy, just to keep myself entertained. Like it's a hobby for me, but I enjoy doing it. Win, lose, or draw, just to meeting people is. I don't give myself an end point to it. Like if it comes to the point of an ending, it's probably because I probably want everything that I wanted. But it's always going to be something that's like a part of me. I enjoy it to the fullest. I enjoy it to the fullest. I don't think it's a end point for me. Probably just until I done got everything that I wanted. Then at that point, I'm pretty sure I'll be helping somebody else that's coming up. I have one.
Speaking
I
of,
only have one son.
I was just going to
Uh,
ask, do you have any kids that you could rate that you
yes,
bring
King.
up?
King that's here in Atlanta. He competes every now and then. He's a former Victorian.
Mhm.
Um, he competed for Black Continental at large. But I've been trying to get him more so in the padding. But he's also raising a son, so I told him that's what needs to be his main focus right now. He's been getting ready for pageants, but then it gets time to compete, and he has stuff going on. I'd be like, pageants will be there. You got a son now, so focus, take care of that. But that's my only
What's
son.
the What's the one lesson that Jerwan taught you that you're teaching him about this industry?
That life comes first. Like as I stated, in that moment when I lost my job and Jawan stepped in, make sure I was working like with him having a son. I said that's gonna always be first. Pageants can come later. Like if it comes down to you doing pageant and having to take care of some at home, take care of home first.
Gotcha. Any regrets in life, things that you wish you would not have done, or things you wish you could do?
Uh, I don't think I have many regrets. The one thing that I have, I don't look at it as a regret, and it's just more so, um, like I said earlier, the love that I get from my family now. Had I known it would have been this way, I would have been able to probably have. I would have been so shy and felt sheltered growing up because I was always trying to hide that part of me because I knew at that time, like just my environment wasn't something that I would be able to like foster in, like being a gay individual deep in the country. And I didn't know anybody else. Like I said, it took me years to even figure out what I was doing was even considered gay because I thought gay was just the flamboyant people. Like
Mhm.
that's all I saw was the two that was in my city. Like, and I mean, when I say flamboyant, they were the hoop earrings, purse carrying, the halter tops, all the lip gloss. Like
Wow.
that's what I thought gay was. Like if growing up, you didn't know nothing about like DL guys, like the masculine gaze. Like society just portrayed everything as like feminine. So I would say the one thing, not more so a regret, but I
Mhm.
wish I could have been able to live my life freely, more so freely growing up. Had I known like my family would embrace me the way they do, because like now they come to pageant shows. Like my parents know I'm getting ready for a pageant. My mom be calling me, be like, "You got your fabric, you got your stones, everything." Like they came to USA last year. They didn't get to come this year, but they've been at Westland. They was at Black America Junior. They've been at Universe a few times. I competed. Like my dad was when he came last year to USA. Like after talent, he ran out to the lobby like, "Let me get a picture with you and the dancers." He brought his military buddies to the pageant, everything.
Oh
Like
wow,
it's
that
like it was like a complete 360 from when I first came out, but it taught us him and I both things about each other, like because going when people don't understand being gay, the first thing they think is that just the negative side of it, or like you're not gonna be nothing, or you're not gonna be successful, like you're not gonna make it in society. But me having my own home, my longevity at Delta, like I can say that I can tell my dad is proud of me now. Like in the beginning, from when I came out to him to where we are now, like he talked to some of my friends more than I talked to him.
I think what happens is that our parents, or even in your instance your grandparents, because they raised you, they have this outline of how they want our lives to be.
Mhm.
And being gay or becoming a woman is deferred from that outline. You've deterred from the outline because they're thinking no children, or more so out of the harm's way and stuff like that. I think once you show them I'm still your child with the morals and everything that you taught me. I'm still going to go get the education. I'm still going to have my job. I'm still going to do all of this. I just may be doing it in another body, or in your case, with another person laying next to me. Nothing's changed that you did. I think then they start to realize, okay, it's more than just the whatever you want to say, the perversion of the sexuality. So I think that's what a lot of parents fear at first, but they always come back around. So shouts
Yeah.
out to them for that. Um,
Yeah, because I think one thing that shook my dad when he was in the military is when I told him when he was like gay people aren't around him, and I said I guarantee you if you take all the gay people off that aircraft carrier that you work on, y'all won't survive across seas.
They there.
They're there. They definitely there.
You still have your fabric business?
Trump messed all that up,
Oh,
but
that. Ugh.
Trump mess. I would still get fabric if somebody sends me like what they want. I'll try to find it, but I'll turn more so to the tuxedos, and that's been
Okay.
like,
I
very
think
very
Wendell
good.
got one from you, right?
Did one day I get one from me?
He said he did. Well, he'd be lying, but he said he did.
When I tell you, I have so many. I had somebody hit me today about a suit, and I had to think about, did they get a suit from me? Like I honestly had so many tuxedo orders that I don't even remember all of them. But it's been the tuxedo business has been amazing.
Okay.
And having so many people like hit me up and get tuxedos. Like I've had some people tell me I need to raise my prices, and I'm like, I'm trying to. Yes, it's a business, but at the same time, I'm trying to make sure everybody.
Yeah, you're
Uh,
not trying to break nobody.
yeah, I'm not trying to break nobody. I want everybody to be able to still look good at affordable prices, but I do very well with the tuxedo business. Like it's been times when I hadn't even worked at Delta because I'm doing good enough with it.
Gotcha. Um, Before I ask the last three questions, is there anything topic that you may wanted to talk about, clear up, or say that I didn't touch on in these last? Because we've been on 2 hours.
Oh, I can't think of anything.
Okay.
I can't think of
Um,
anything.
so the first one would be, of course, we always ask, what is your purpose in life?
My purpose in life, when I'm around people, I just always try to make sure everybody's good. I just want to be the person when I'm gone and when people remember me is that there was one individual that always made sure I was good. And I'm an individual that I hate somebody being mad with me. I try to figure out a resolve, but if I know I didn't do anything, I'm not finna fix nothing I know I didn't break.
Gotcha. Okay. Legacy. What do you want to be remembered as or for?
Just the respect that I give people, always being a caring individual, but being a positive influence on people. I just want to be remembered for positive thoughts. I try my best to stay away from negativity and everything, but definitely just being a positive individual, a caring individual.
Okay. Um, I hope this doesn't make you emotional, but I want to ask you this. It's something I started doing. Um, you get a text message tomorrow morning from Sugar Bear in Heaven. What is the conversation about?
Wow. I would first tell them that I did it with USA. Um, just tell him I wish I could hug him because that was like my buddy. That was my buddy. And it's crazy because before everything transpired, I was just on the phone with him while he was on the dance floor, and he was like, I was at actually Black Continental, and he called me, and I was like, "Fool, I'm at the pageant. I told you I'm at the pageant. I'm gonna call you back." And he called me back afterwards, and he was on the dance floor, and I was getting ready to fly to LA to go watch the USA prelim. And when I woke up, I had overslept and missed my flight, and I was like, "Dog, he didn't even call me back." I was like, "I'm gonna miss my flight and everything." And it wasn't until I got to the airport when I found out everything. And I was in line getting food, and I had to get out of line and just go sit down because I couldn't believe
Mhm.
everything. But if I was to get a text from him, I would definitely just tell him that I did it, and just wish he was still here. And me and him used to always send each other the crazy TikTok videos, just crazy stuff. But
Do you remember being at my talent rehearsals?
I do when you did. I do.
I was like, what? Come on back down. No, but
I do.
shouts out to Sugar Bear. He is very well missed.
Yes.
Okay, so
I
before
still love that video when you was in sportswear that year in the
oh,
green and you was scooting. It'll pop up every now and then.
because before the night before in talent, the CD skipped, and I just broke down. He was like, "Stop! We ain't doing this. We don't work too hard for this. We don't work." He was like, "So yeah, he is definitely missed. Definitely missed.
Cause
Gotta
yeah,
carry on."
he was in my talent that year too.
Right. Oh,
And
so
that and that
was.
and that was actually the same talent I just went and did at USA and revamped it. Cause
Yep.
that year
It was
Christopher
meant to be.
Iman did it,
Mhm.
choreographed it for me, and then this year I've revamped it with Stefan. But yeah, Sugar Bear was in my talent um that year, and I still have his exact same costume from when he was in my talent that year.
Wow. So before I ask the last question, what's plug where you're going to be next, where they can see Mr. US of A at large?
What's on my calendar next?
Will you be at
Well,
Beautiful
next
Sunday?
I would be more than likely I would be at Beautiful if I get off in time, but most definitely I'll be at North America because I'm a former North America Supreme, which is July 4th weekend. Then I'll be in Texas July 9th for Mr. Texas USA at large. July 13th, Gulf Coast Mr. Miss USA at large, Mr. at large, Gay USA at large here in Atlanta. Um, then I will be at Supreme with Cheyenne Valentino in Texas on July 19th. And I'll be back in Texas for USA Newcomer. I will also be at Heavy Hitter, former Mr. Heavy Hitter. I'll be there as well. Shout out to Javon Davenport. Love Javon, a great promoter as well. Then after that, I got like a 2 week break. Then I got Sin City, USA. Then a
Gonna be
2 week
busy.
break. Then I got Southern Gentlemen, USA in Tampa. So that's why
You
I
just
needed this
all over the
break.
place.
I needed this break this past weekend.
So y'all go make sure y'all get y'all hugs from the caramel teddy bear. So
Yes, I
listen,
love giving hugs.
2 hours and 2 minutes of great conversation. This is Stay Up on Facebook for 30 days, YouTube for forever. So anybody that was late, you can always go back and watch. Anything I can do on this platform, whether it's promoting one of your prelims or you, don't hesitate because you have now become a part of the family of other 200 plus guests. So thank you again. But this last question is just simply give us a nugget, something positive that keeps you going. It doesn't have to be pageant related. If you want to be, it can be, but something that keeps you going throughout this crazy world we live in. This crazy Facebook with madness Mondays after pageants and all the drama field. What keeps you going? What's something positive that we can take with us?
One thing that I just always tell myself in any situation, just treat people how you want to be treated. Celebrate those the way you would want to be celebrated. But that's just one thing that I always tell myself. And like any situation I'm in, if I if I feel that I'm getting aggravated or upset or want to do something for somebody, one thing I just always tell myself: treat people how you want to be treated.
Gotcha. That's a good one. Okay. Well, listen, you will be. Hopefully, you'll come to Beautiful because I'll be there.
More than likely,
But
I'll be there because
what
it's
time you get off?
Sunday. I'm actually working for somebody. I think I get off at 3. Yeah, I'll be there because
Oh yeah, it
Saturday.
don't start till 6, so you
'Cause,
should
yeah,
be.
I'm gonna go to the block party on Saturday when I get off too.
Okay.
That the Wayne's
Because the
having.
Beautiful lineup, I just talked to Kareem last week, and it's a nasty lineup.
Is it at Best Friends?
It's that best friends, but
Okay.
Katrina won't be there cooking because she'll be at her prelim.
Yeah,
So
she'll be at her
I'm
prelim.
gonna
Yeah. Because I was gonna go to her prelim, but I work Sunday and Monday, so I had already told her I won't be able to go.
Okay.
But yeah, more
Well,
than likely I'm gonna be
Jaylen,
there.
thank you so much for coming on and talking to us, being a part of this family. It was great. Learned so much about you. I was glad I was able to get that reserved out of you a little bit and you get a little emotional because a lot of times we like to see the humanness behind these celebrities on stage and stuff like that, or the people that don't know you off stage. So thank you for being transparent and open about that. Where's Johnny?
He upstairs somewhere.
He
Upstairs with
ain't cook.
Peggy. Johnny can't cook.
Johnny can't cook. He can bake though. Who said? I thought he said he know how to make the banana pudding and stuff.
You can make banana pudding without bacon.
Now, Johnny, you too old for that. He don't know how to cook for real.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I'm gonna get him when I see him Sunday. All right. Bye. All right, guys, there you have it. Jaylen Bonet. It was a great conversation. Such a handsome individual. Don't forget this Sunday is Beautiful International in Atlanta, Georgia, honoring Kamaya. If you need any information, contact her. If you're in Jackson or you want your ticket to MBU Grand, hit up Katrina, Shanae, Mimi Black. Great prelim going on in Jackson. If you're in that area, go support that prelim. North America is next week. We got Peoples coming up in August. If you're interested, contact the promoters. But yeah, shouts out to all of y'all for always being supportive. This will stay up. And I will see y'all next week with um, our great entertainer.